Good morning, students. Hope you have enjoyed your puja. Okay. Uh, on the other day, we had live class. In that, we have concluded this lesson 10. Lesson 10 we have concluded rather. That is the Mughal Empire after Akbar. The Mughal Empire after Akbar we have concluded, but in this video I would like to discuss towards the end part of this lesson, especially the cultural development under Mughal Empire. Under that we have got architecture, we have got the paintings, we have got the literature. These are the 3 points that we are going to discuss. So the cultural development, what is this culture? What are the things that are involved in culture? Culture involves various things. Culture is the way of life a particular person or the group of people live. The type of lifestyle a group of people live is their culture. That is their culture. And in this culture, there are many things. What are the things? First of all, their language. First of all, language. Second is their dress. Food. Then their singing and dancing. Music, that is. Music, let us call it music. Then building. And art. Here, when building, art and architecture, that's why it goes together. Art and architecture. Art, painting, drawing and building, or building, painting, drawing. Art and architecture. Do you understand? Please try to understand this. Okay. All these are, yes, put away, I have to. So all these factors make the culture. How they talk, how they live in their community, then what kind of dress they wear, what is the dialect or the language, and then how they behave, their greetings, their singing, their dancing, their talking, their eating, how they eat, how they move about. All these things are the culture. All these things makes the culture. So culture is a big subject, and if you divide, then there will number of things that come out that involve in the culture. Okay. So this is what. So architecture, art and architecture. Jahangir was not particularly interested in architecture, but there are couple of buildings that stand out. He built the tomb of Akbar in Sikandra in Agra. This is not Sikandrabad, it is Sikandra near Agra. It has gateway with 4 minarets. 4 minarets. Sir, that's the gate of Agra. 4 minarets is had. Okay. Then the main tomb is decorated with it has 4 minarets with marble in 4 corners. The main tomb is decorated with marble and colored stones. Second tomb is Imtad ud Dawla. Itmad ud Dawla. Nur Jahan's father. Underline Nur Jahan's father in Agra. This is one of the finest structure of Mughal period. It also marks the use of the white marble Earlier we have seen the sandstone or the red sandstone. That is, then they started using the white marble. First time in India, replacing red sandstone. That is what. Precious semi-stone, precious and semi-precious stones have been laid in that marble. Shah Jahan, we are talking about the architecture. Yes. So Mughals architecture reached its highest water level, that is the mark, under the reign of Shah Jahan. He was known for, therefore, engineer king. We have discussed that. What are these points we have discussed? I am not going to discuss that about the architecture. The best one is the best specimen of architecture is the Taj Mahal. We have discussed in the name of Mumtaz Mahal, his beloved wife, and they have wife, and then they have got the tomb. Both their tombs are inside the Taj Mahal. And what on top of the surface is the two tombs. They are not the original one. Original one is inside. This year, even the Trump was not allowed to go because of the security reason. He wanted to see the original tomb, but he did not see. He saw only the duplicate one, Taj Mahal. Okay. Shah Jahan shifted his capital from Agra to Delhi and built a new city called the Shahjahanabad, which is the old Delhi at present day. Old Delhi is Shahjahanabad. Shah Jahan built the Red Fort in the red sandstone as the palace of his fortified capital, Shahjahanabad. Fortified. This is secured, fortified, all surrounded, fortified. The Diwane Khas in the Taj Mahal, in the Red Fort, there is a Diwane Khas, Diwane Am, Moti Masjid. All these things are there. Diwane Am and Diwane Khas are the jewels. We have read already. Diwane Am is for the common peoples. Diwane Khas is for his own family members and the VIPs to meet Khas people. That is the place where Peacock Throne, the celebrated golden peacock throne, said to be the worth million of rupees by modern estimate, but built for Shah Jahan, was housed at Diwane Khas, where he was sitting and meeting the officials and also the royal families. They were meeting Diwane Khas. So Diwane Khas, sitting on the peacock throne and sitting. The Jama Masjid in Delhi is the simple and defined monument. Then Aurangzeb, what did he build? He was the Badshahi Masjid in Lahore. He built Alamgiri Mosque in Varanasi. India and other added massive gate of Lahore. Lahore Fort also he built. Moti Masjid to the Red Fort complex. He built Moti Masjid, was built by Aurangzeb in Red Fort itself. Now paintings. Humayun, one of the first paintings commissioned by Humayun is the Prince of the House of Temur. Princes of the House of Temur. He had two accomplished Persian artists. What was that? Abdal Samad and then Abdal Samad and Mir Sayyid Ali in the court. Akbar's reign also saw that Tutinama, Tales of the Parrot, being illustrated here. Tutinama, you see that here is a miniature painting actually. Next one is the Jahangir's painting. Jahangir grew exponentially under the Jahangir, that means brush stroke, where you find used brushes and all that. He introduced the elements of the perspective of painting influenced by the European style. He brought out little, because Jahangir was in front of some of the Europeans. So European style was also depicted in his painting. Shah Jahan also continued the patronizing of a painting, and aesthetic sense of was not refined as Jahangir. Aurangzeb, of the reign of Aurangzeb, saw the decline of painting. Aurangzeb, he was a staunch Muslim, so he did not take interest in paintings. With the declined state of patronage, the paintings moved to other regional kingdoms. So they moved to the literature. Next part is the literature, third part. The Akbar's, Jahangir's, Shah Jahan and all that. During Akbar, the Akbarnama and Aini Akbari, written in Persian by Abul Fazl. He was a court poet, a court historian. Ramcharit Manas by Tulsidas and Sursagar by Surdas, written by during this period. Ramcharit Manas was written by Tulsidas and Surdas by Sursagar by Surdas. Two books, Ramcharit Manas and Sursagar, at this time, Akbar's time. Jahangir's time was an excellent writer. Jahangir was an excellent, himself was a lover of nature and all that. He wrote about all this and poetry and all. Tuzuki Jahangiri also referred the Jahangir Nama. He recorded details of flora and fauna all over India. Hope you know this flora and fauna. Okay. This was the curious and scientific observer, or he was curious and scientific observer of minute details of various species of animals and plants. Shah Jahan, Abdul Hamid Lahori, the courtier of Shah Jahan, wrote the Pad Shahnama, that is life history of Shah Jahan. Aurangzeb, the most important work of Aurangzeb's time was the Fatwa-e-Alamgiri, a digest, periodicals. This is a digest, is a periodicals. Digest of the Muslim law. Every now and then Muslim laws were given. He was Aurangzeb, a staunch Muslim. So it was written by this, yes. Then the Muktakab ul Lubabd, written by Khalif Khan, a historical writer, covered the history of Mughal period till the reign of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. Yes. So with this we have completed this lesson, and if there is any clarification you can ask me. Okay. So thank you. Wish you all the best. Do the question answer here. If any difficulties, let me know.